Most people think that creativity is unpredictable. You just have to wait for it, pray for it, and hopefully the inspiration hits before frustration sets in. But the truth is, creativity is not magic, it's not luck, and it's definitely not something you have to wait for. I'm Jack Spade, a music and video producer, artist sometimes when I feel like it. Over the past 20 years, I made a lot of music, and I cracked the code to creative flow. Hey, that's a creative flow right there. But Jack, I don't have 20 years, man. How can I get to the cheat code? That's what we're about to get into. How many times have you been stuck, waiting for inspiration, only to end up frustrated? But then another day, the music just comes easy. That's not exactly random. That's your brain following patterns. Flow is a neurological process, and once you understand it, you can access it anytime you need to. Now let's break down how to actually trigger this state on demand. Prime your mind and your body. This probably is not what you want to hear, but I'm gonna have to keep it real with you. The reason why I can be creative so quick a lot of times is because I feel good. I feel good because I feel healthy. I feel healthy because I do things for my mind and body to keep myself healthy. I feel like the top artists in the world, they definitely protect their investment. Creativity doesn't start when you sit down. It starts with how you live. Okay, first off, this is a cerebral thing. Morning writing. Write every day. It's like stretching out before you work out. Flex the creative muscle daily and it becomes automatic. It's just like if you ever played a sport, at first it felt awkward for you to throw the ball or run this pattern or shoot, but eventually it just became automatic, you know, like muscle memory. Your mind is the same way, so make it automatic. So the next thing is moving your body. You gotta exercise. It doesn't have to be every day, but maybe 3 days a week. You do some intense cardio or you do resistance training. And on your rest days, you can even do short 15-minute walks throughout the day. Like that's how you can break up each segment of your day. If you're doing one thing and then you move into another thing, you can throw a walk in there and that will help unlock ideas when you least expect it. I get a lot of really good ideas when I'm on a walk. Next, you gotta eat right. Avoid processed foods, sugar, seed oils. You gotta look at them labels. Everything in the grocery store is pretty much out to kill you. You gotta be careful, you gotta eat organic, you gotta look into it, you gotta research all of that for yourself. I can't tell you everything because you're gonna have your own preferences. Everybody is very dogmatic when it comes to the way that they eat. And I eat the way I eat, but I'll tell y'all one day if y'all really wanna know. Meditation. Your mind is like your home. If you don't clean it, it gets cluttered and you just start tripping over things. Just 10 minutes of meditation can change the way you create, but try to go for 20. It'll really help you reset. Now that your mind is primed, let's talk about setting the right creative intent. If you are clear on where you wanna go, you're gonna know how you wanna approach things sometimes a little bit better. How do you want it to sound? How do you want the drums to hit? What emotion should people feel when they hear this? You know, kind of like get a loose vision and it will spark your flow and then it will start the ball rolling, you know? And then as the ball is rolling, you'll create that snowball effect and you'll get that momentum. But once you set your vision, how do you actually enter the zone? You want to enter the zone with ease. This is where most people get stuck. They sit down to create and nothing happens and they try to force it out, but it doesn't come. That's because they're disconnected. They're disconnected from themselves, their inner selves, from the universe, whatever you want to call it, from God. And when you are disconnected, it's hard for things to flow. So you have to do certain things to get you in that mode, whatever those things might be for you. The next thing is you have to focus. And when I say focus, that means say no to everything else. It's about eliminating everything else that isn't what you're working on. That's literally what focus is. You just gotta have that tunnel vision, block everything out, turn off your phone, whatever you gotta do. As you ease into this playful, childlike experience where you wanna explore your creativity, you want to allow these things to flow. So you wanna start lighthearted. You wanna hum melodies, freestyle gibberish, tap out rhythms. It should feel fun, loose, and natural. All right, so the next thing is you wanna make it easy to capture your ideas. I know you got a phone, use your voice memo, whatever it is on your phone. I use an iPhone, and I basically make sure I capture what the idea is in a moment. I don't just write it down because just writing it down, just typing it in my notes, sometimes I have to do that, but it doesn't really capture the full emotion of what I'm trying to convey in the moment. You're not just capturing words, you're capturing tune, you're capturing emotion, and you're capturing rhythm. You're capturing the energy, and editing while you're creating kills flow. You gotta capture your ideas in a rawest form and then go back and edit them later. You ever had a song in your head, but when you try to record it, it doesn't actually sound the same? That's because the energy shifts when you overthink. You gotta capture the moment. Now, even with all of this, frustration still will happen, but here's how to push through it. At first, you'll make things you really don't like, and that's normal. But that frustration, it means that you have good taste. You know what you're hearing from yourself ain't it, and that's all right. It's not a failure, that's awareness. You gotta keep going. People say have patience. Now, the real secret is if you learn to love the creative process, you won't need patience, because when you love the journey, you don't want it to end. But even if you push through the frustration, there's one more thing that separates the amateurs from the masters. Mastery through repetition. The 10,000 hour rule is real. You don't become great by waiting for the perfect moment. You become great by putting in the work over and over and over and over. And you get it. Then one day, your instincts take over. You stop thinking, you stop trying, and then suddenly you look up and think, damn, I made this. That moment, that's why we do this. Now, if you want to make this even easier, I got something for you. I used to think flow was a gift that some people just had, but the truth is, you can train it. If you want to go deeper, I put together a free guide breaking down these techniques step by step, so you can grab it right now from the link below. And if you're serious about making better music, let's talk. I help music, artists, and producers tap into their best work consistently. Hit the link below and book a free strategy session with me today, and let's see what we can do, baby. So let's say you use these tips and you create something amazing. Do you have a brand that is clear, that can really communicate to your audience so that the music that you just made by being all creative can actually reach the people that want to hear it? That clarity and knowledge of self is your brand identity. I made a whole video about brand identity, complete with a free step-by-step guide to build your own brand identity so you can get full clarity of who you are as an artist. I recommend that you download that guide and actually use it too, and you can watch the video right here.